What is going on, my fellow Vikings? It is Ghost here, and today I have got a bit of a different video for you. Today's video is not really going to be a tutorial video. It's kind of a showcase video, but that's only because I'm going to be running pre-recorded content in the background showcasing some of the stuff I've done in the video game Valheim. Today's video focuses more on a story, a bit of a storytelling video for you. You see, a short time ago I put aside the tutorials and showcase videos to immerse myself in the community a bit more, because I love Valheim and I love the community. This prompted me to join a public server. That public server was Comfy Valheim. You've probably seen at one point the promotional video that I had up on my channel for that server. It was recommended to me by a member of that community, and for a long while, it was a very good server to be part of. Or so I thought. Don't get me wrong, this server has a lot to offer players. It has different guilds players can join with ranks that they can obtain by doing certain tasks. It has many unique events, a very large player base, and a team of developers that constantly make unique mods, and another team of staff that make sure the environment is always stocked with resources for players to progress through the game. All these things are great for the enjoyment of the players, except one thing. And that's what I'm going to touch on in this video. So strap in and get ready. This is going to be a long one. You'll also notice snippets of conversation that I've had with people over Discord to help back up the story as I tell it. Unfortunately, the identities of these people will not be revealed for two reasons. One is to protect them, and secondly, to make sure that I am not breaching any rules that YouTube may have with regards to putting people on blast. So here we go, let's get started with the story. During my time on that server, I experienced some harassment. Although I didn't want the position, I was placed in an admin role. And by saying I didn't want the position of being an admin was brought up to me by the owner of the server. And when I first joined Comfy Valheim, I had expressed that I don't want to ever be part of the admin team. After a short conversation with the server owner, I made a very specific agreement with him as to how I would operate as an admin, and this person agreed, and subsequently I was given a role on Discord as well as the package that allows me to do certain things within game. And by package I mean this was a mod set, so I was allowed to use specific mods to be able to do what I need to do on the server as an admin. It was well known that I cared about the players, and my role as an admin was to take on conflict resolution and get it done efficiently and fairly. It was later revealed to me that the admin team, for the most part, was against me. They regularly stonewalled all the ideas I had to try to mitigate conflict within the community. None of them will admit to it, but my source was not only the person at the top of the list of admins, but also the person who owns the server. Both of these people told me that the admins weren't happy about me and that they regularly PM'd these two people with regards to me and my ideas. I did have a suspicion of this the entire time, and my suspicions were confirmed. The admins didn't want me there and were actively trying to suppress my ideas as well as me. During my time as an admin, I facilitated the reinstatement of a moderator that was removed from the position for doing some not so great things. At least that's what it was in the eyes of the admins of Comfy. I had a long, stern conversation with this player and told this player my expectations of them with regards to respectful communication, and as long as this player could promise me that they would reform their negative communication style and accept any consequences if they didn't do that. I told this player I would champion to have their moderator status returned. During this conversation, another player of the community belittled me constantly. This person was a friend of the moderator that had just had his status removed. The harassment didn't stop there. It continued constantly while I was engaging in text conversations over Discord through the coming weeks after the altercation. It happened during the voice chat, during the altercation with the moderator. This person just generally was unpleasant to me and anybody else that said anything to them with regards to how he was talking to me. It got so bad, I actually blocked this person on Discord and I've never blocked anybody on Discord. I requested from the admin team that this person be reprimanded, as they were also a member of the staff, and that this person's behavior was unbecoming of the comfy tenants. My pleas went unheard, or at least were ignored. On more than one occasion, I requested that this person be reprimanded, and on every occasion, I was ignored. At one point, having an active conversation within a Discord channel, and another conversation happening around me, as if I wasn't there. They were actively ignoring my pleas for help. I voiced my disdain with the situation with multiple people, and nothing was ever done about it. In fact, I had even used the server's formal complaint system, which was a Google document that you could fill out, and then the admin team would review it and get in touch with you and talk about the situation. It was later revealed to me by multiple members of the community that they had also put in formal complaints against this player that was belittling me constantly. This moderator that I championed to have put back in as a moderator, shortly afterwards was banned. The reason this person was banned was because of some hotly debated communication that had happened during a voice channel conversation with some other members of the community. And allegedly this moderator made some uncomfy remarks towards certain players. And as an admin, I took it upon myself to do a full investigation. And by full investigation, I mean I literally spent 3 hours of my life interviewing everybody that had information or was in that voice channel when the altercation with this moderator went down. Ultimately, I found that many of the stories aligned with the fact that this moderator had in fact said something that they shouldn't have. I took these findings to the admins and I put it out there and I said, this is the story as I have deduced. As far as I know, these are the most accurate series of events, so take it as you will and vote accordingly. I will abstain from voting on the ban of this player. During this time, the fingers were being pointed at me as the culprit for banning this person, and I had actually not done the ban. It was another admin. Again, I was targeted by this moderator's friend, and sometimes friends. It wasn't just one person. One person in specific was the aggressor, but it wasn't just one person. I got teamed up on, I got accused, and even at one point during what the server called a town hall, which was essentially a group conversation with everybody in the server, I was attacked and had to defend myself because the admin team wasn't there to support me. I grew increasingly frustrated with how little the admin team did to protect another one of their admins, or at minimum, a player on that server from harassment. This frustration grew and grew and grew as I saw more and more lack of maturity within the admin core and the staff. Every day within a staff chat, there was some kind of immature conversing, backdoor conversations about certain players in the community, and otherwise toxic behavior within the staff core, all of which went unchecked, or at least ignored by the admins. The staff chat in their Discord channel is by far the most immature of any community I have ever seen. They use it as a place to have clandestine conversations about people who aren't allowed in that chat because they're just regular players. But enough about the staff of Comfy Valheim. Let's get back into the story. So after this moderator was banned, again, I was belittled and harassed, and it wasn't just one day. In fact, it took 5 days before the admins decided to take action with regards to the ban of this moderator. And by that I mean, when you get banned on Comfy Valheim, you're allowed to appeal that ban. So this moderator obviously put a ban appeal in. He was told that there was going to be an investigation and that he would later be told whether his appeal was accepted or not. However, the only investigation that actually happened was the one that I undertook, and that only took me 3 hours. So within a 24-hour period, we knew what happened. Yet it took 5 days before I finally spoke up in staff chat and I said, will somebody please deal with this ban appeal and tell this player that he is not welcome here, because if you don't do it, I'm going to do it tonight. We have left this player on the hook for 5 days now. Somebody needs to deal with this situation and do it now. I started to show my frustration with the admin and staff team because truthfully, it was very frustrating. So at one point, I decided that I wanted to leave leave the admin team. So one evening, I decided I'm going to send out a message explaining that I'd like to leave the team, etc., etc. I left it till the morning. I wanted to wait to see responses. When I woke up, another member of the admin team had also decided to leave. It was at that point it struck up a conversation, and a third member of the admin team, this person being the very top of the food chain, the head of all the admins, this player also decided to leave. There was a short discord between myself and a few other admins, and at that point, I decided I wanted to remove my role and leave. Just wanted to become a regular player. When I went to remove my role from Discord, I didn't even have the permissions to do that. As an admin, you would think that I would have the permissions to add and remove roles from players, or myself for that matter, but I wasn't even given that. It was as if I was being suppressed. I mean, what other reason would you have a player, quote unquote, an admin, but have no power to be able to modify the community and their roles? I couldn't silence players that were harassing me, and not that I would have done it out of frustration, but in the event I had to ban somebody, I didn't even have that power. I literally had a role that allowed me to read a chat that only admins were allowed to see and interact with. But other than that, that's the only power that I held as a admin on Comfy Valheim. So when I wanted to leave, I was trapped. At that point, I was so frustrated. I expressed that in probably a very unprofessional manner, which I will admit, but at the time, I had had enough, and I just wanted out. I couldn't remove my role, so the only other option, remove myself from the Discord, and I did that. I left the Discord. And of course, as soon as I left the Discord, now everybody wants to know what's going on. Players, moderators, staff, other admins, all messages me. What's going on? Oh my goodness, this and that. It wasn't until I removed myself from the community that people started going, hey, what's up? Even though I had been expressing frustration, filling out Google forms, doing this, doing that, nobody wanted to listen to me until I left. At that point, it was too late. After I left, it was asked of me that I apologize for my frustrations, and I refused. I refused to apologize for being upset and leaving a Discord channel that I was being harassed in and didn't have the ability to remove myself from the situations. So I decided to take a 1-month hiatus from Valheim, and I played other games. After that month, I decided to return, but I wasn't returning as an admin. I didn't want anything to do with the whole situation. All I wanted to do was build cool things and events for the players to enjoy, and I didn't want to get involved with any of the politics. But I was forced to accept a tag on the Discord that would distinguish me from other players as somebody who had the ability to use mods to create events. This tag was called a creator. I reluctantly accepted the tag, even though I didn't want to have any interaction with the Discord because of how I was being treated. I continued building an event for the entire server to enjoy, and everything was going well until one day I made a big mistake. I opened up the Discord and started interacting with the staff again. A few days into me poking my head out of the shell, so to say, I saw something in staff chat that angered me. One of the staff, who is well known for being combative, argumentative, and just otherwise unpleasant to talk to, as well as wildly disliked by the vast majority of the community, started saying things about a friend of mine, and I didn't like it. At this point, all I could think of was the fact that I just spent quite a few weeks being harassed and being talked down to, and nothing got done. So obviously, in my mind, they don't care if people are rude to each other, right? Well, hypocrisy is about to enter the room because I shot back at this person, and yes, I will admit, I was extremely abrasive and rude, but I had nothing to lose because Comfy admin wouldn't act on me, right? No. Nearly the entire staff turned on me and started protecting this person. That even though some of them were protecting her, they had said bad things about her in the past. So they were just protecting her for the sake of protecting her. The ones who were loyal to her started in on me, and worst of all, the one person that had constantly been harassing me also started in on me. This person was still in the community a month after I regularly requested that they either be removed or reprimanded for their behavior. This person got in chat and started in on me again. Immediately, I knew that they cherry-picked who they wanted to reprimand and who they didn't. There was favoritism. And this favoritism was a regular theme that people would complain about, and I just thought, they're disgruntled. No, there was 100% favoritism within the staff of Comfy Valheim. There were people within staff that were essentially bulletproof. They could say and do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, to whomever they wanted, and nothing would happen. But if you, little old you, decided to stand up for yourself or anybody else to these people, you went down in flames. This conversation got so heated at one point, I made another really dumb decision, and that was to insult the entire staff. I'm not gonna hide it, I was being toxic. I said the entire staff sucks. It may have been a little bit more expletive, but I insulted everybody. It was very quickly pointed out that that was not right of me, and for the most part, I did agree. In fact, I also apologized. After I apologized, the conversation was very quickly quelled by immature posting of memes to cover up the argument. And by posting, I mean pages. You had to scroll through these memes to see what was said previous. It was a method of silencing the chat that essentially 10-year-old kids would do. It was so immature. It was like a bunch of 10-year-olds were trying to redact what had been said by just posting random memes. But that's okay. I let it go and I just stopped. A few hours later, the server owner messages me. At this point, I had all but forgotten. Not really forgotten, but more so let it go. Went on with my day. Anyways, the server owner messages me, requesting that I apologize to the person that I lashed out to. After a short conversation, I decided, okay, I'll do it. I'll apologize. I knew that the response that I gave within that chat was a little offside. So, yep, okay, I'll apologize. I also knew that the response from this person that I was apologizing to was going to be something I didn't like. That person's communication style wasn't really great. I made my apology within the staff chat, knowing full well that the response from this person was going to be condescending because that was typical of their communication style. And of course, I was right. There was a condescending reply, and I just said, yep, okay, I understand. Essentially, just a cut and dry response. During my apology, I gave them an explanation for my behavior. And I also asked of the admins to reach out to me so that I could explain and hopefully get some resolution to the issues that I have within the community. I waited and well, nothing ever happened. Nobody messaged me. The staff continued chatting as if nothing had happened, even though I was requesting for an admin to, reach out to me and say, hey, PM me and let's figure this out. I've got some issues that I'd like to talk to an admin about. I found out later that they were scheming in another chat to have me banned, and the server owner was the one that told me this. They didn't like the fact that I didn't just apologize. Instead, I tried to also explain my actions. To them, that was, I'm sorry, but... And that's not how it was worded. It was worded very much so as if I do apologize, I was offside. I will offer an explanation, and my explanation is I am frustrated. So I would appreciate if an admin reached out to me so that I could get some of my frustrations dealt with, etc., etc. It wasn't a I'm sorry, but it was expected of me to just say sorry and keep my mouth shut. That's pretty much what this situation was. You say sorry and say nothing else. Don't voice your opinions. Don't voice your frustration. We don't care what you feel or why you're doing it. Just make sure you say sorry. That's basically how it was. The reason I requested these admins or admin or anybody for that matter to come and talk to me was I wanted to bring up and hopefully resolve the harassment that I had been experiencing. I wanted to bring to light the hypocrisy that was Comfy and try to come to a resolution for it. But again, no one ever contacted me. When I was told that the staff were moving to have me banned, I left. I even said, let me do you a solid, and I left. At that point, I knew these people have no interest in resolving any issues that I have. And that was my experience the first time before I left. I guess to them, I had just disrespected one of their favorite people. This specific person was someone who I had never seen on the server, by the way. Literally a person within a Discord that doesn't even play Valheim, and allegedly was I guess you could say, old guard. They had put their time in, so to say, and it is just accepted that they be staff. They don't do anything. Well, I may be wrong. I was told that this person makes the Discord roles, does some administrative stuff for Comfy, but realistically, I literally saw nothing of this person on the Discord, what work they did. It was almost as if, well, this person does the minimum requirement to be staff, so they'll be staff, but no player engagement, no server engagement, only Discord communication, and at that, poor Discord communication. Constantly combative, argumentative. In fact, this person would ask you for your opinion and then argue it. Well, in my opinion, if you ask somebody for their opinion, accept that it may be different than yours and don't go and argue with them. But anyways, this person was so disconnected from the community that if you asked any regular player who this person was, they wouldn't know the name. Seen them in Discord a few times, but never seen them on the server. Don't know who they are. This person was extremely removed from the community, and many people have expressed their disdain for this person, including the person that was always harassing me. And it was as if these people paired up. They were like their own little posse, and if you had voiced your opinion, they're gonna gang up on you. What it comes down to is, why is this person, or should I say people, allowed to remain within a community when they don't interact with them, they don't play the game, they're never on the server, they don't create or maintain events, they sit in a Discord channel, they voice their opinions, they cause arguments, cause drama, wildly unliked by the community. Why are they allowed to stay there? Why hasn't anything been done to keep the community happy and the health of the players positive? I have a plethora of messages from people within that community that constantly complain about these people. I have been allowing snippets of conversations that I've had to go up over the screen for people to see these things, because it's not just me. I'm not the only person to ever have these feelings or complaints. This is a regular occurrence. It's happening right now. If I had access to the Discord currently, I could probably live stream it and show you, but I'm banned. I'm banned from that server. Obviously, they don't want me there, and that's fine. I accept that. But as the screenshot shows, I'm banned by the person who was actually harassing me. This player was the reason for all of my frustrations. The harassment from this player made me leave Valheim, the game that I love and make content for all of you. And the worst part about this, he also falsified the information on that ban. He said that I had threatened somebody. And the funny thing about that is the person that I allegedly threatened even said to me, I didn't say that. Check the screen right now. If that doesn't show you that this person was allowed to behave this way, then I don't know what does. The issue I have with Comfy Valheim is player health. In a community, is very important that everybody feels wanted, not harassed, and otherwise happy. And regardless of how many events you hold or how cool your server is, your players are the ones that make you. And if you don't care about them or their mental health or well-being, then in my opinion, you have no place running a community or a server or anything to do with a video game for that matter. Since I left Comfy, I have been bombarded, and I do mean bombarded, with people telling me their stories. Even some of them still playing on the server, saying, you know, this place is toxic, it's this, it's that. Some people feel trapped. Other people will accept it and just keep playing and ignore them. Everybody has their own way of dealing with it, but at the end of the day, everybody keeps voicing the same thing, and most of them about the same players. The same players that I had called to have removed from the community time and time again and was ignored. This video is meant to educate those who would think of maybe joining this server and letting you know that these are some of the experiences that people are having. And I would highly recommend going to another server. This is not a place that I would actively tell people to join. In fact, I took down the promotional video that I made for them because I don't support this server. I don't support how it's ran. I don't support the players that are holding staff positions. Now, I also do want to say that this is not every admin and every staff. There are good apples in there and they work hard. They do great things, but there must be a reason why they stay silent or do nothing, because it just doesn't make sense to me why they wouldn't actively push to have these other toxic players removed. I don't want to name drop, but the developers of that server are great. Very positive people to be around. They do great things for that server. So I don't want it to be that I'm sitting here trashing the entire staff, because that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to educate you on the harassment that happens in Comfy. Not every apple on that tree is bad, but a vast majority of them are. I know a bunch of people from Comfy are having a quote-unquote watching party, so I'm not surprised if this video gets a whole bunch of downvotes. I mean, I'm sure they have a little campaign about silencing Ghost in his video. So if you're watching this and you support me and you support Valheim and the positive interactions that people can have in online gaming, I implore you to give this video a like. You know, check out my other content. If you've never seen my videos before, I do make some great things for the community. Maybe give me a subscription, comment your thoughts. I will warn you, any comments from Comfy Valheim players that want to belittle me will be removed. If you are a player on Comfy Valheim and you don't agree with my feelings towards it, I accept that. I respect that, but respect my comments sections, respect my subscribers. If you want to debate it within my comment section, you're free to do it, but do it in an educated manner. If you bring the attitude that I'm expressing from Comfy into my comments, you will be removed, you will be blocked, and that is not to suppress anything that is against me, because I'm not claiming that everything I have said or done has been correct, but I do not want to bring the harassment that I endured at Comfy onto my own channel. So feel free to comment, feel free to express a different opinion, but do it in a manner that is mature, and I will allow it, because people are allowed to have their opinions. Thank you for watching and listening to me and supporting me in the community. To all of my subscribers, you're all very awesome people, very positive. The ones within my Discord channel, which will be linked in the description, you're all awesome. And from here on out, I'm going to post a few more things with regards to this. So now that you guys know the backstory and the reason on why I left Comfy Valheim, I have a few other people that would like to tell their story as well. One of them was the head of all the admins during my time as an admin on the server. And this person is very well spoken and essentially knows everything about the server. Being the top of the food chain, he knows all of the operations, the ongoings of Comfy Valheim, and essentially a very powerful person to be speaking out against this server. He also will tell stories about sexual harassment that happened in this server. This is going to be a multi-part video. I have decided that this will probably be a series. So this is going to be the first part of that series. So with all that being said, in the next video, I would like to introduce my friend Grom and allow him to tell you his side of the story and why he was removed, as well as some of the experiences he had while he was playing on this server as well. And if you thought my side of the story was just one-sided, he can corroborate a lot of the stories that I am telling you here and add a few more that are probably crazier. The next video is going to be set up kind of like a podcast. It's more of a candid conversation between the two of us. There's no script, there's no flow. We kind of just jumped into Discord and started talking. So if you're interested in hearing more of this story, make sure to check my channel for part 2 of this story.